Alrighty. Hi everyone, this is Paranormal, and I am Rachel, and we also have special guest Alison with us today. So yeah, how was Halloween?
Great.
Super busy.
See, I don't have anyone at mine because I live in the middle of nowhere and my children are all grown. So it was just another evening.
I bought for 200 and ran out because the guy, as Rachel knows, across the street from me has every single Halloween decoration he could find.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I do love that, but that's hilarious.
He's probably got what, like $10,000 of Halloween decorations on his front lawn?
Oh, at least. And then he was riding around as a killer clown on a scooter.
Wow, that's impressive. He was never there when I was there.
Yeah,
If he was, and it was very small.
Wow. See, yeah. I love that people still get in the spirit.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Tippy didn't like it, clearly.
No, apparently.
He is a ginger. He's spicy.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. So, yeah. So, Halloween is now over. We're now in the midst of November.
Yes.
Jeez Louise, I can't believe it. I have no idea where time is going. I just hit my coffee mug off my laptop.
Oh, beautiful.
So there's probably some type of banging in there.
I'm going to have a coughing fit because, I haven't coughed all day.
Of course, that was like me last week. And I still have my cough. But
anyways.
So yeah, great. But
so November's off to a good start, everyone.
I was fine until this thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
choking me.
Well, we are talking about some doctors later
in
a few minutes.
Yes.
What a surprise. But yeah, so this is this will air after we go on our next investigation.
Oh yes.
I know. We'll be going out on the Saturday. So when this airs, we will have already investigated our next place. So
exciting.
Yeah, looking forward to it. But anyways, today's episode is all about the Hillary House National Historic Site in Aurora. So I do have my notes here because, every good investigator has their notes, researcher. So let's just talk a little bit about it. So the Hillary House National Historic Site is actually, you can find it on Yonge Street in Aurora. And the house was built in 1862, and it was the former resident and workplace. So it was a doctor's office for 4 Canadian physicians. So our first physician is Dr. Walter, and I want to say Geikie, or is it Geikie? I'm not quite sure exactly you pronounce it. But let me find my notes here. Okay. So his name was Dr. Walter Bain Geikie, or Geikie. He was the first of the 4 doctors to live in what was then known as the Manor. So on November 26, 1862, Dr. Geikie moved into the new residence and his practice. He was a very prominent figure in Aurora. So he set up practice in 1855. He was a lecturer at the Mechanics Institute. He also lectured medicine at the Medical School of Victoria College. He was the dean of Trinity Medical College. And on top of all that, he was a churchman, president of the Toronto City Mission, a member of the Presbyterian Hymnal Committee, and a 65-year member of the Upper Canada Bible Society. So in 1869, so he didn't live in the house for very long, he moved to Toronto. And yeah, that was Dr. Geikie. What else do I got here? So he became a professor of, Materia Medica in Victoria College or Victoria University in Coburg in 1856, and he later held the chairs of anatomy, surgery, and midwifery. So he definitely delivered some babies. He had 6 children.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the first doctor. Now, the second doctor to move into the house was Dr. Strange. So, Dr. Frederick William Strange, he was born on September 9th, 1844, and he died June 5th of 1897. He was a physician, a surgeon, and a political figure. He studied medicine at Liverpool and University College in London, England, and he came over to Ontario in 1869. He did serve as a deputy surgeon general for the Canadian militia from 1893 to 1896. Yeah, he's definitely one of the interesting ones. He had gained a reputation for being clever and successful as a surgeon. I have a lot of notes on him. He was also known to be quite handsome and tall. It was said he was over 6 feet tall, so back in the day, that's pretty impressive since everybody was so freaking short.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I have? So, on the morning of June 5th, 1897, Dr. Strange woke up and began to oversee the packing of his trunks. So, obviously, he was going somewhere. He was going to be stationed at Niagara for a while. At about 7 a.m., his housemaid noticed that he seemed dizzy. He said he had a headache and he went back to bed. So 2 hours later, the housemaid called another doctor, Dr. Leslie. And by the time that this doctor arrived, Dr. Strange was dead. On first note, his cause of death was a heart attack, but then his official cause was changed to cerebral hemorrhage. So he had a stroke.
And he died in the Hillary house.
I don't think so. I don't know. I think he died somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he died in the house at all. But it says at the time of his death, his mother and 4 of his sisters were still living, but his estate was left entirely to his stepsister.
Oh,
yeah. Dun dun dun.
The stepsister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. So the next doctor to live in the house was Dr. Robert William Hillary. So this is what the house is named after. He lived in this house with his wife and their 7 children. Now, I don't really have a lot of information about Dr. Robert William, but he did have a son who was named almost after him. So his name was Dr. Robert Michael Hillary, and he did follow in his father's footsteps. He graduated from medical school and then returned to the house to work alongside his father. And then he eventually took ownership of the house and the medical practice in 1894. He was a physician and surgeon who often made house calls, taking his horse and carriage to treat residents around the neighborhood. His routine was disrupted with the start of the First World War, in which he joined as a medical officer. And his son, Robert Stewart Hillary, also took up arms in the war. However, unfortunately, he did die overseas. And Robert Michael Hillary also suffered some severe injuries while fighting as well. So he returned. What does it say? He retired from practice soon after he returned home from the war, obviously, because it was pretty stressful for him. And he did lose a son. So he just, up and retired from medical practice. But yeah, pardon me. So his family would live in the house up until 1993. So his daughter Nora Hillary was the last family member to live in the house, and then it was given to this historical society. So yeah.
Wow.
So that's a little bit of history on this lovely place.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about our investigation.
Okay.
But first, Alison.
Yes.
You
Yes.
I'm gonna pick on you for a few seconds. You grew up around this area.
I did.
Yeah. So tell us what you've heard.
Well, so I have a history with the Hillary house. over 40 years ago, we were driving by, and it is the first building that I recognized someone that wasn't living was in it. I didn't understand at the time who or what it was. Many, many years later, I did. So I saw a woman. She was definitely not human, wearing a light blue, very longing, looking sad, looking out a specific window. So there was, I don't know, this rumor, this urban legend, whatever you want to call it, a long, long time ago. We grew up hearing that that house did some unsavory things in regards to babies being born for women out of wedlock, out of marriage. It was rumored that the healthy babies would be given to families that couldn't have children, and the unhealthy babies would be sent to the water and or drowned. So we have no truth or understanding. It's just, as I said, an urban legend. And then flash forward, we were on our way to the investigation, and Rachel starts reading meditation vision of Kaz's, and she like nailed everything about this location and the rumors in regards to the babies and the nuns and the doctors doing such things. So Kaz didn't grow up in this area. Kaz had never even heard of this place until we were like, hey, we're investigating. So yeah, that was pretty fascinating that you picked up on all of that.
Yeah. It was wild. Absolutely wild. And as I've said before, I don't bother to look up anything about where we're going. The only thing I ever look up is the actual location on a map, because I need to know how long it's going to take me. But other than that, I don't. So when I had this, I don't know what you want to call a vision. I don't like a vision, but whatever it was this woman, young woman came to me, and she was telling me like they've taken my baby, and the room, I could see the room, and she told me the man comes from behind the wall. There's a secret door. So then when we got to the Hillary house and we walked in, and the lady's like, oh, there was a secret door behind this wall. Where I was like, what? Like, unbelievable. And so when we got there, and Alison, you were like, yeah, everything you heard is true. I'm like, what? So it was great.
Alleged to be true. We don't really know.
But it was pretty wild. And it's interesting because I don't get the sadness vibe when I walked in there. I didn't feel like it was a bad place at all. If anything, I think maybe in that time they were helping young women who may have got into some trouble. I mean, but I didn't get a feeling like there was really bad things going down in that place.
Oh, I agree. But the woman that I connected with 44 years ago was very, very sad. Right. So
well, even
the house itself is a family home. I mean, it's beautiful. And I've always said to you from the very beginning, same thing, like they did the best they could at the time with what they knew and what they had. Right. Still to this day, we, don't accept children that are disabled and, keep them segregated and or out of, as much as we say we're integrating. So I agree with you. It's not a sad house, but the woman there is very sad, right? And as I said, I've just connected with her for years. So it's pretty neat.
Absolutely.
And like I always say, like urban legends, there's always some truth to them. Is what the truth is and how it's been stretched for so long, right? Because, urban legends are like generational, right? So every generation is going to add a little piece to that legend, right? Until it just grows and grows and grows. And then you either have some like fabulous, fantastical story, or you've got like this really stretched out truth. So
but all in all, it's a stunning place. Like, holy moly. It's a beautiful place to go into. It's huge too.
It's huge.
It is surprisingly big. Surprisingly, especially when you look at the outside and you're like, what the heck? And then you walk inside and it's huge, especially there's that upper floor ballroom.
Yes.
It was an upper floor ballroom.
And from the outside, it looks a little rusticy, kind of, I don't want to say rough looking because it's not at all, but you know, and then you go in and the inside is so gorgeous. So gorgeous, especially that study. Like, oh my goodness. Very, very beautiful. Highly recommend the visit if you're in the area. Ghosts aside, it's just a beautiful place.
It is. It's fascinating, especially to see all like the old like medicinal stuff and the skull. They have a skull in there that one of the Hillarys, was it the Hillarys?
No.
No, one of the doctors brought back.
The army doctor. He found it in a desert or something. One of the ones that fought.
It might have been. Was it a Hillary? Because yeah. Either way,
but who knows? Yeah,
it's interesting to see. Yeah, it's a real skull.
Mm-hmm.
From somebody, don't know who.
Almost a full skull. It's not truly.
It's missing a few bits and pieces. But even like that front room where the doctor's office is like super cool because you can see all like that's where they practice, and then the other side is the pharmacy where they would dispense all the medicine, which is actually pretty cool to see as well. It's all in one building, and to think that people would come there to go see the doctor. Oh, I think it's pretty cool.
And all of, they have quite a few artifacts in regards to the tools they would have used then and the things they would have had. So those are pretty neat to look at too. Some of them you're like, oh my God, what did you use that for? But for the
you
most
put
part,
that where?
Exactly. You're like, oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Very, very cool place. But let's get into the ghosts.
So yeah, so we started the investigation, and I think, what did we do? We went upstairs first. Like it was like instant. We were all upstairs, and we did split up into two groups, and then one group went downstairs, one stayed upstairs. So like upstairs, you've got the master bedroom, and then on the other side was two other bedrooms, and one is set up like an exhibit space, and then beside the master bedroom is, I guess, a nursery. And then across from that, like down the little steps, and then across is the ballroom. And then I guess behind that was like servants' quarters, which is kind of pretty cool. Considering, was it the bathtub or something that we were all looking at in there?
Yeah, it was a really ominous feeling in that washroom.
Yeah, I didn't go back there.
Oh, yeah,
that was it. That's all I did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge bathroom for the back in the day. Especially if it was the maids or the servants' quarters, like that was pretty luxurious. But definitely when you walked in there, you're like, something happened here. I didn't spend a lot of time in there, but yeah, it was something happened there.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot of their stuff what we were getting was from like the nursery room and the master bedroom, and then of course halfway through the night the REM pod starts going off, and the pat balls are going off, and all that stuff. So that was interesting in that room. And that is a room where Paula caught something interesting on her infrared camera.
Yes, in the nursery, right? In the crib?
Yeah, where she caught what looked like something was lying there, like a baby.
A cradle. Yeah, it was a little cradle. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was nothing there. It was empty. So that was super interesting. If I can find those photos, I'll post them.
Absolutely. Now, I think we all had like a weird feeling in the nursery room, right? Like you couldn't really grasp, or for at least for me anyways, whether it was a nice place or not so nice. You didn't really know which way to go. But I know who was doing the Estes. Was it Alison?
Ryan was doing one.
Well, he did it downstairs, but someone did it. Oh, I'm thinking probably when we went back, maybe. For the second one, because there was like talks of children, and then it got kind of nasty. I think I made a comment and I got yelled at. What's new? But yes, that was a very interesting room.
Yeah,
definitely. And then it had a weird closet. When we opened the door to the closet, I don't know. It didn't feel right. It felt like maybe we shouldn't have done that. I don't know why. It was a big closet. But
what closet was that?
So when you go into the room, there was an adjoining door that led into the master bedroom. But on the right-hand side, it had actually been propped closed. And you know me, oh, there's
Yeah.
a door. Is it leading to some creepy basement or attic? And we opened it, and it was a fairly large closet. And then we're like, I don't think I should open that. Closed it again. I don't know why, but it just did not feel good when we
Yeah.
opened it. But we had a lot of stuff going off in there too, equipment wise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you feel up there, Alison?
I remember feeling uneasy in the nursery, like just there was a child there, like there was a young presence there for sure. The master bedroom felt like some not so great stuff probably happened in there. I was more uncomfortable in that room, I think, than any other room in the house for me. But you know, we all pick up on different things, right? So I was definitely, you know, doing my thing with the women and Dr. Strange. As you know, he and I have a long-standing relationship. So, you know, but you know, there was nothing evil or scary, but I didn't feel super comfortable in the master bedroom, and I didn't feel the nursery was overly happy like you would expect, you know, where children would be, right? So
yeah, I have to pause this for a few seconds. Just you guys talk. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll talk amongst ourselves.
like,
Awesome. So then from there, I think we all headed downstairs, and that's when Ryan did his Estes in the
office
room that was the original doctor's office.
And it had the pictures of all of the doctors in there and the equipment.
And interestingly enough, so just before the podcast, I knew I had captured this. I just had to find it. So we videotaped him during the Estes. And as everyone should know now, Estes is where you put on noise canceling headphones. You're just listening to the spirit box. All you can hear is the and the sounds that come through, and you're just basically saying whatever comes to mind. So Ryan can't hear what we're saying. And at one point, I believe we feel like we're speaking to Doctor Strange, just from the things he's saying. And I say to Doctor Strange, you know, there's 4 pictures here of the doctors that used to be. Which one are you? And Ryan says, I'm the second one. And in fact, Doctor Strange is the second one on there, which was phenomenal because Ryan could not hear what we were saying. And a few things he responded to what we asked. And then I remember we didn't capture this because of course, the video camera drained and died. But everyone was sitting sort of in the front hallway and they were being really giggly. And then if you remember, Ryan just repeating what he's hearing is like, stop laughing. This is not funny.
Yeah, he was scolding.
Was like, whoa.
He was scolding. Yeah.
Yes.
Team
they
members
were being a bit rude, I think. And yeah, he got really annoyed, but it was very interesting. Once we sort of connected the dots and was like, is this Doctor Strange? And then he got a little sassy, but he was very talkative.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was good. And we did have some, I think the cat balls going off and the strip lights.
And the REM pods throughout. Yeah.
The music box went crazy in the study.
Was it like the parlory room?
Yes, that room. Yes,
with the plant. Is that the one?
No, it's the room. So if you came down the stairs towards the front door, it was on the left-hand side. It was set up kind of like a dining room area, study. There was
picture
like
Rachel has.
Pardon?
That's it. The picture Rachel has. That's the Hillary House study.
Oh, sure.
Her background.
Oh, yes. I can't see her background now because she's vamoosed somewhere.
Oh, I can still see her background. Yeah, she said that's the Hillary House. So I'm thinking that's the fireplace from the study.
Yes. It's a big fireplace. So in that room, we had the music box just sitting on the couch, and we had all gone off and done stuff, and then we could hear it, and it was going crazy, and we couldn't debunk, you know, there was nothing in the way because it had been sitting there for so long. So we, you know, turn it off, turn it on again, and it kept going off. It was as if someone was standing suddenly by in between the dining room table and the fireplace. And I don't know, it was just very interesting that suddenly it happened. As with all of our investigations, when all of a sudden it happens, we're like, ooh, here we go. But
Showtime.
yeah.
Yes.
And then that room you were talking about with the plants, that was a beautiful room.
Yeah.
That was a really nice room.
That was a happy room. Like I always felt like it
Yes.
was fun and happy.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm. We're just discussing all of the activity that started happening. Once we had gone downstairs and Ryan had done his Estes, and then the different rooms that were lighting up our equipment.
Oh, okay, yeah. I had to think
Yeah.
for a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then, so we were just talking about, remember the sitting room? It had the beautiful windows and the plants.
Yes,
Like that felt a really wonderful space.
like 1950 style.
Yeah, like it was just so lovely. Like you can picture women sitting in there, you know, hanging out, doing their thing. It was just a beautiful space.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the place.
It just felt really different, right? Like it's a different, like the color scheme didn't fit with the rest of the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
And there was like the record player and a TV. I don't think the TV was original.
Hey, you never know. The last people that lived there, it could have been.
Well, yes, that's very true. 1993, is that what it was?
Yeah.
For sure then.
Yeah.
But it was a nice room.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that room.
Yeah. So
I think we caught a stick figure in that room with the SOS, did we not?
I remember there was stuff in that room.
By we had something set up on the fireplace, and then there was a stick figure by the fireplace, and then it would set off. I can't remember if it was the music box or maybe it was the REM pod, but we were simultaneously getting the two because I don't think we had the bell for the first visit. No. We did for the second time we went, but not.
No, I thought we did.
Did we? The second time we had the bell, and it was going upstairs. It was going off on command. That was phenomenal. I don't think we had it the first time. Yeah.
No, we didn't, because we went in September, and I got the bell in December. So so we didn't have it the first time. So,
but we did. I know we did capture something in that room. That was great. But yeah, we were just discussing the Doctor Strange, and once we connected with him, boy, I don't think we've ever got rid of him.
No, I don't think we've ever got rid of him either. And there's something about doctors that we just can't get rid of.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Because the healers that are part of the group.
Yeah, you know.
And the blonde.
Not my fault. Not my fault. So
I have a theory on that one.
That's for a different day.
Yeah.
So
but no, the Hillary house was I would say Doctor Strange was probably the most dominant. And then the younger Hillary Doctor, I think, was also.
I think both of them are still hanging around.
Now, maybe I'm wrong and I'm thinking of the wrong place. Didn't one of them lose a child quite young?
Doctor Strange did.
Strange? Okay.
Yeah. He had a daughter, and I think she was. Let me see here. I want to say she was like 5 or something.
5 or 6. Was it in that house? And then didn't his wife pass away too? And then he just remained a bachelor or he got a young wife or something? We've had too many investigations. I don't remember. I do remember someone had lost a child quite young.
Yeah. So, Doctor Strange married a woman named Kate Bucknell. She died in March 14th, 18. Oh no, that was they were married. Oh no, yeah, they were married March 14th, 1867, and she died in 1867. And he had a child with her who was named Ethel Kate. She was born October 7th, 1867. So I'm wondering.
Oh, in childbirth.
And then this daughter died on April 29th, 1871.
Mhm.
And so she was what, 5? And she died of a fusion on the brain, whatever
Oh.
that means. I don't know. But he did remarry. He remarried a lady named Esther Rose on May 6, 1868. So he remarried within, I would say, what,
Year.
7 months, not even, of
Oh.
first wife dying. I guess back then he had to figure out or find someone to raise his daughter, right?
Well, that's very true. Now,
And they
what
did,
was his time period in the house? Like, did this happen in the house?
la, 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 la.
I
That's a good
think
question.
they sold it in 1869.
Hmm.
Can't I find it?
And I wonder then what happened to his second wife and why he left everything to
They
his
divorced.
stepsister.
They divorced.
Okay.
Yeah, it says here that they divorced in 1885.
Oh.
I don't even know where my first piece of paper went. I had it with everything on it, and I was reading it.
Yeah,
And
he
now it's
probably came and took it because he's a mischievous, a
probably.
mischievous guy.
There it is.
Hmm.
He was in the house from 1869 to 1876.
Okay. So she would have maybe passed away there then,
That's possible.
the girl.
It's possible.
Okay. Well.
And I have always thought that's probably the woman that I see in blue. That's so sad.
And it would make sense why he's there, because I always wonder, you're only there a certain amount of time, you've done your job, and then you move on. So, why would he hang around? But it makes sense if his first love and child potentially passed away in that house. Of course, that's why he's gone back there.
Well, his first wife would have died 2 years previous.
Oh, I thought she died in 69. No. Okay.
67.
Oh, 67.
And his daughter,
Oh,
and his daughter was born in 1867, and she died in 1871. So
she died in that house.
Yeah, I would say yes.
But potentially the mother could have come to that house, and if she's there and her daughter passed in the house, maybe that's still the woman you're seeing. And
Maybe a Hillary
maybe she hasn't quite been able to move on, and the child, who knows?
Yeah,
we never really did figure it out.
No. I mean, we know Dr. Strange is there because he made himself known over and over and over. So we for sure confirm he's there.
Yeah.
And everywhere else we go. But yes, I don't know. I don't know who the lady is. I guess we got to go back.
That's a good possibility. All I have to do is send an email. But yeah. So, but yeah, so we definitely know Dr. Strange is there, and Dr. Hillary, both Dr. Hillarys, I should say. We never really came into contact with Geikie or Geikie, Dr. Geikie, or I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong. But we never really came into contact with him. So I don't think he's there at all.
No, I don't even remember the name, to be honest. Who's the one that had the horses? That was Dr. Strange. Right?
What?
Remember one of them had horses, like he was into horse racing or something?
Oh yeah, I think that was Dr. Strange.
Yeah. I feel like most of the things were coming back as being him.
Yeah.
And then briefly we picked up on, I want to say, Hillary Jr., and then the last lady that lived there, especially in I'm calling it the study, apparently your background, that room there.
The dining room.
Yes, dining room, sure. I feel like there's a very prominent lady in there. She's older, and I think it's the last lady that lived there. That just seems to be like her room, and she's quite like, it's my stuff. So she would have been his like descendant, right?
Nora would have been Robert Michael Hillary's daughter.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which would make sense, I suppose, that maybe she's come back there. Because
Yeah.
I'm guessing I'm just
That's not
assuming
who I
she's
saw.
passed away.
I saw the lady in like 1981, so it definitely wasn't her.
No.
I didn't
Or
see any
maybe.
ladies.
Yeah. I'm
So,
guessing that she's passed away, right? Did she pass away and then they donated the house? Okay.
I believe so, yeah. I think she lived there up
If
until
not, and she's watching this, I apologize.
yeah, I think she lived up.
Um,
I think she lived there until she couldn't live there anymore, and then she was put into a assisted living facility.
right.
But unfortunately, probably since then it's been 20 years plus.
Mhm.
She's probably since passed since. So
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah, so I definitely the Hillary House definitely has a few
Mhm.
spirits hanging around. That's for
Now,
sure.
it's original to that property, correct?
Yes,
Okay. So, I mean, it's so crazy because there's what is behind it? Apartment buildings and a parking lot.
and a tennis court.
Yes, like as with so many things. I mean, obviously they need to move around. But so, Alison, when you were living in and around that area, was it built up like that, or was this like the place people walked by and they were like, "There's the house"?
Yeah, no, it was there's the house, and then the apartment building that's condemned that was set on fire beside it wasn't there, but the insurance house, that's that beautiful, beautiful old house with the windows, that was there, right? So no, it was nothing like that. And Yonge Street was 2 lanes, like it was, a lane north and a lane south.
Mhm.
So yeah, it definitely didn't look like that then.
So that was at that time. That was just someone's house. That would have been Nora. Was that her name? That would have
Yeah.
just been her house, and people would just be like, "Oh my god!" as they walk by.
We knew it was the Hillary House. We knew that it belonged to doctors. I mean, anybody in that area would have known that.
Hmm.
But
But it was never. It wasn't like obviously the museum. So it just someone just literally lived there, and everyone just knew the rumors. Wow. I want to live in a house like that where people are like, "Oh my gosh," as they walk by. So if anyone has a haunted house and they're willing to donate it, call 555. Send us a message.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. We had a house like that just over where I grew up in England because we were on the seaside. There was this like absolutely horrifying, very, very spooky looking house behind like an iron rod fence. It was very scary. And I have no idea to this day. I think it was just someone's house. Oh, yeah, crazy. I would live there now, but as a child, I'm like, why? What is that place? But yeah. So I guess that's the same as the Hillary house, which doesn't even look scary, really, but
No, it
it's
looks like a
very, very
gingerbread
good.
cottage. Like it literally
It
looks like a cottage,
does.
right? It's so
Yeah,
cute. And everyone
it
should
is.
visit it.
I agree.
Hmm.
Now, word to the wise, you'll probably miss the driveway. So slow down before you get there because you suddenly have to turn. Just a heads up. But
Yeah.
it's well worth it. Even if you miss it, turn around in the plaza and come back. And then you'll see it. But it's beautiful. Go do the tour. 100%.
Yep. I think the tour is self-guided.
Mm-hmm.
I think they give you a self-guided tour. You can ask them to take you around and tell you stuff. And the wonderful people that work there have a great plethora of information and everything about the Hillary family and Dr. Strange. And I believe they have some information on Dr. Geikie as well. But yeah, definitely. They're so awesome, so friendly, such a great vast of information that they'd love to share with everybody. So,
and they have a cute little gift shop where I bought wicked earrings from. I just thought I'd point that out. But
oh
yeah.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well,
and it has interesting. Here's what I'm gonna say. So anyone that goes there, I want you to send us comment what you feel when you walk out onto the grounds, because I just want to know. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So that's your mission, people. is to go to the Hillary house, do the tour, and then walk around the gardens, or not gardens really, the grounds, and then comment about what you think. There.
That's a
Your
good
homework.
idea.
Yeah, because I want to know.
That
There
is a
was
good.
3 of us that all said the same thing without knowing that the other ones had said anything. So I just want to know. I just want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, I guess that's the investigation of the Hillary house. We do have the story on the website. And
yes,
did
and
we go live that night? I don't think we did.
Yes, we did, but I think so I was videotaping, and I know I was saying this to Alison, so I've captured some things which I'm going to do a few little snippets, and I'll post them after this episode airs so then people can watch. But I know that died really quickly, the camcorder. You were like, I just changed the batteries. And I'm not sure if you had something go on with your phone, but we were live briefly. And then I think something happened and you had to turn off.
Yeah, I remember.
Because remember you were standing in, Ryan was doing the N.H.S in the doctor's office, and you were in the doorway,
okay,
and everyone was sitting behind you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's probably up somewhere. But I know with the videotape, we only got like 10 minutes in, and then it just went there.
Yeah, because you were recording. You were using it. Oh my gosh.
But we did capture a few cool things on there. I was just saying to Alice, and I was reviewing it again. And remember when I asked, I'm like, okay, Dr. Strange, which picture are you on the mantle? And he's like, I'm the second one. And I'm like, is he the second one? And you're like, yep. That's fantastic. So I'll post that video.
And when he scolds the people that were in the hallway being disrespectful in his mind, that's a good one too.
Well, I'm pretty sure the videotape died before then, but it might be on the live video. If it's on I don't think it is, but if it's on there, I for sure will do that because it was hilarious. But I think it died before then, but it might be on the live video if it went on that long. Because that was
somewhere, I think. It's got to be on something somewhere.
Yeah.
So
very funny. Very funny.
I probably had a digital recorder on. Ryan would have had a digital recorder on, most likely.
I'd have to find that somewhere.
We'll figure it out. Whatever we can, we'll post.
Yeah.
Because it was a good time.
So
we didn't even talk about the second time we went. That's okay.
Or the third.
Yeah, or the third.
Fourth.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't do the third one, so.
We're still waiting for that video, so. So yeah.
Well, when that happens, we'll have to do another episode to talk about that one.
Yeah.
Because that was a whole craziness.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. So that is the story of our experience at the Hillary house. So again, like you could watch all the live video and other videos and read our story on our website and YouTube pages. So that's the Paranormal Seekers website and YouTube page. But if you had an experience or any type of experience anywhere else, doesn't have to be at the Hillary house, and you want to share it with us, you can email us at Paranormal Podcast. That's PAREHNORMAL podcast @gmail.com. Or you could just, comment on our Facebook or our Instagram or any of that stuff. So yeah. So that was a great episode. So thanks for coming, Allison. To this
Thank you, Allison.
Weird and wacky world where we're all apparently in different places.
Exactly. I'm gonna go pet my deer right now.
She's got some venison.
Go to my little house in the woods.
Yep, that's right, Snow White.
I'm gonna go make my fire bigger. Gotta have a fire.
What the fuck was that? Oh my god.
Oh.
Something just fell in my kitchen.
Oh, Dr. Strange.
Like crashed in my kitchen.
Oh.
Fuck this. I gotta go investigate my own house. Right. But yeah. So I guess we'll just, I'm gonna go investigate my house now.
All right. Well, good luck with that. And maybe I'll see you next week. Maybe not.
Oh no, I'll be here. I'm always here. Yeah, I'll be here.
Well, good luck then.
Thanks
Okay,
for listening,
bye.
guys. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.